024.
Team Killer. Be gone! Hot!
Yeah, no, I try to put waypoints on my map, but it won't work.
What are you flying?
I'm flying a Frogfoot, but usually it tells me where the waypoints are. Now it's doing nothing. Same with the A10.
Request rearming. Copy.
Is there a certain button I'm supposed to be pressing?
Rearming complete.
Is there a certain thing you're doing?
Search traffic 921 taking off on the active.
Yep, I got that too, and it's not helping out.
traffic, Iron 1-1, con check. Check. Body spike. 37,000. Search traffic, 921, last call. What's it mean when it does that marking mom thing? Switch traffic, Iron 1-1, taxi runway 24.
Pull up, pull up. Hey, Ponzister. How you doing? Sorry, I had my mic muted for a little bit. Going to waypoint 3. It's the air to ground easy. Looks like there's a few targets left. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. I haven't really been feeling too good last few days. I'm on the Through the Inferno server, SoCal. Sweet deal. I haven't seen any air targets pop up yet, and somebody was just talking about it in game, saying that there aren't any up right now. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to hopefully get to the area. I got to climb over these mountains first. Got to get to like 12k or something like that, and that'll have plenty of clearance. Also had a buddy ask if he could catch up, and that's him. Awesome, thank you. Get up to 10,000, we'll level out, we'll trim for like 200 knots. Give that guy a chance to catch up. Leveling out at 10,000, that ought to be good. Trimming for 200 knots. There we go, that'll be good enough. Give this guy a chance to catch up. We got this guy, we got Bert. He's going quick. We're good. He's catching up. And throttle back just a smidge. I'm gonna mute my mic for half a minute. There's some air targets. They're all a good distance away right now. I'm kind of heading right into them now. There's 4 of them at my 12 o'clock and 150 miles. Target area is 80 miles in front of me, which means that they'll probably intercept me by the time I get to the target area. Check the F10 map. We got one bro in front of us. Yeah, we got one bro in front of us. What is he set up for? Air to air and ground. Okay. And okay, we got a few bros in front of us. Yeah, we good. Can't see him quite yet, but there he is on the TAD, so he's gonna be over my right wing. There he is. No, never mind. No, it's back on my screen.
Xbox Frank, are you on 124?
He's back there somewhere. There he is.
There we go, gentlemen.
What's his altitude? 10,000, okay. 18,000. Ill state's really good. We're at 10.3. I think we're good to stay at this elevation. Yeah. Maybe we'll bump up to 12,000. I don't know. I lost visual on him. There he is. Two MiG-21s and two F-5s now 120 miles away, whereas they were 150. So I've closed 10 miles to the target area, and they've closed 40 miles to me. Ponzister, now's your time to shine, my friend. So at this rate, for every 10 miles I go, they're going 30. So they should intercept me if they are beelining towards me, which looks like they're kind of maneuvering around a little bit, so they might have been already intercepted. The one MiG-21 is burning this way. Sparky, awesome. Pulled up the old stats. I don't see a Sparky in the server yet. You sure you're on the right one? Through the Inferno SoCal? Wouldn't that be funny? Well, it looks like there's only one MiG-21 left. You got, it would just be shitty, really, if you got all set up, started up, took off, started beelining towards waypoint 3, and you're like, oh, I'm on the wrong server. Although I want to say there's like 4 or 5 through the Inferno servers, but there's only 2 on Caucus. There's a NorCal and a SoCal. No, I think the NorCal one's in Nevada. I'm not too sure. I have that map. I haven't really flown around too much on it.
124 radio check.
124 5x5.
4 5x5.
Hey, thanks. Anyone in F-18 having issues programming any bombs?
I heard there's been an issue since the last patch with bombs not dropping.
I can't get it to go to target of opportunity. Oh, I'm stupid. They're warming up. Sorry.
Okay.
So just throttle forward a smidge. I'm going to turn that music down. There we go. Tally on him. Fuel state, we're really good. We're sipping on it. So we're at 10.1, fenced in. How heavy is he? He shouldn't be heavy. I don't think he's heavy. But we got a 2-ship stack now of A10s. Oscar Mike to waypoint 3. We're 58 miles away from the target area. We're at 10,000 feet and cruising at 245 knots indicated. Not quite full throttle. Let's check our ground speed. 288, 289. We're slowly climbing. Not full throttle. That's fine. I don't want to go full. That's one of the things that I need to get a little bit better at is throttle management. You don't need to be at full throttle 100% of the time. Although the A10 does very well at full throttle 100% of the time, it's just, you know, slurps that gas. So we're set for 250, looks like. I don't think the server has jet wash. That would be cool, though. I want to experience that. There, he's off our left wing. Might be going a little quick for him, so we'll just throttle back a little bit.
7 for 110.
$50 miles to target. Well, 47, but you know. Sparky, SRS, IP. Oh, Transistor, to get the... it's in the briefing, or your kneeboard. You hit left Alt B to get the open up the briefing. There, you should have a little bit easier time. Keep it up. Very nice. So it looks like he's got 6 Mavericks, a rocket pod, 4 GBU 12s. Yeah, and that's good. So we can see the target area now. That needs to die. I believe that's a not an, what is that? Not an SA9, is it? Yeah, it is. It needs to die is what it is. So we're going to swap over to our 65 hotels. We're going to go to our target pod, manipulating all that with coolie hat left and coolie hat forward and DMS left and all that. So now we're looking at that thingy, right? That is a SAM launcher. I believe it's laser guided. Pretty nasty, but we can kill it at a good standoff. So welcome back, Karma. It's good seeing you here. All right, so we are going to press China hat forward long to slave all sensors to our sensor point of interest, which is the targeting pod. Press coolie hat right long, and then to make our Maverick the sensor of interest, China hat forward short to zoom in, and we are just going to wait for a little bit. We got 30 miles. Got a friendly bro. I believe that's Bert. Bert, I don't know, Jewish name. Not trying to be offensive, just that's what it is. I think it's like Bert Goldstein or something like that. That's not me. There we go. Yeah, Bert Goldstein. See? Jewish name. Was on the server the other day and saw you fly and I was dicking around. Nice. Yeah, I was out. I don't stream every day. I don't stream every session. I'm just, some days I just don't feel like it.
134, comms check.
1, 2, 4, 5 by 5.
5 by 5.
Oh, but jeez, all the people. Everybody's 5 by 5. It's awesome though. It's I like the server.
I think the issue, the bomb on the F-18, the timer just keeps resetting.
What weapon are you using? The AG or the Mavericks?
JDAMs and then a big motherfucker, a J108, 109.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't used any of those. I've had issues
Yeah,
with 3, 4
yeah. Sometimes it
bombs.
is just nice to fly.
I even went back to the stable version just to check, see what they were doing. Works fine there, but I found something on the forums. WAG said that they've already fixed it.
Wait for this conversation to stop.
But that doesn't do us any good if patches come out every 2 weeks.
That sucks.
Yeah, they need to do a hot fix.
So, yeah, no, I was just derping around. Flew yesterday in a 3-stack or a 4-stack of A10s, and that was a lot of fun. We get into the target area, and then we immediately get intercepted by 4 AI aircraft, and we was just a big old ball of just aircraft flying all over the place. I accidentally shot down a friendly, but I also shot down 2 aircraft, so enemy aircraft. Pins through left, huh? 124, Mithridates 2-ship A10s checking into waypoint 3, 20 miles to target. Myth fuel state 9.5, current target SA9, I believe, 20 miles target. That is what that is, right? SA9?
I might be able to buddy lays for everybody since I can't drop bombs.
So we're going to press TMS up short. We're going to cycle our boat switch to make sure that that is in the center position. And that right there is force correlated. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was gross. Wasn't the guy cool with it? Because he TK'd. Yeah, he was. Yeah. So, yeah, you were on for that. Dude, as soon as I launched, my buddy Repeat was all like, Myth, that was a friendly. And I was like, no! I actually apologized before the missile hit. But that's just the worst, like, I don't want to kill anybody on purpose, not anybody on, I'm not supposed to. Yeah, that was exactly what it was. Just a long, no! I'm so sorry, it wasn't my intention. Anyways, shit happens. So yeah, 13 miles to target, force correlated, ready to go. All I gotta do is just press the fire button once we're in range. So literally all I gotta do is close range. So I'm gonna let Bert know that I'm going in for an attack run. 124, Myth is going in for an attack run on this SA number site. Don't know what it is, but it's Sam at waypoint 3. Bert, if you're on comms, you wanna go ahead and go combat spread, start picking targets. 88 air to air is primary targets. Anti-air. Alright, sweet. He's on comm, so he's breaking right. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and throttle forward 100%. 9.8 miles. Probably going to fire at like 8.
Where's that SAM site at?
Tally the smoke, then 500 meters to the right. 124 Myth rifle, waypoint 3, SAM site. I'm gonna break to the left.
Copy.
Parked by a ZSU as well? Yeah. That might have been behind him, because you can see where I force correlated. So I'm gonna adjust that.
124 Burt rifle.
I'm gonna turn back in so that way we can maybe see it go boom. I'm gonna throttle back a little bit too. Oh, I don't see a boom. 124 Myth Rifle, waypoint 3, second shot on that SAM site. Yeah, that was exactly where I thought I was going to go, behind. But that ZSU, like you said, I managed to shack that. 124 Myth Shack 1 ZSU, waypoint 3, second rifle inbound to waypoint 3 for SAM site. 8 seconds to impact. Oh, maybe. Maybe. One, 2, 4, Shack 1, SAM site, waypoint 3. I'm gonna call that dead. Let's get our other Mavericks up. Let's go ahead and acquire. That'll blow up here in a minute. Another target. Again, we want to kill AAA. I need to make sure I'm not going crazy like that. Turn on autopilot. There's that's a tank.
124 Myth. Bert's gonna be doing a clockwise pattern around the AO. Waypoint 3. I'm just gonna look for some more air to air on the north side of the valley.
Copy. Alright, so he's going clockwise. I'm gonna burn out. We're gonna go away. 124 Myths extending to the west. 15 miles. Get better eyes on the target.
Are you guys able to look for a laser code?
Yeah, we could. We're currently, we just checked in, so we're full on everything. I believe Bert's got 4 laser guided munitions. Smith has 3.
Okay, yeah, I can't drop any bombs, but I've got a...
Copy. We're going to extend out for a little ways, and that was a Strela. Okay. And when they start smoking like that, they're pretty much done. Yeah, I'm like 90% positive, unless I just called that thing dead when it wasn't. Whoops.
124 Bert in hot from the east.
10 miles is good enough. We want an even gentler turn. Because that's the target area.
124 Bert right. Breaking off to the north.
Copy. Miss inbound from the west. Okay, now we can turn a little bit more.
Hey, Myth, down there, but I'm just seeing tanks at the moment.
Copy. I'm getting into turning into the target now. I'll do another sweep. But yeah, if you don't see any air-to-air, man, go for it. Tanks, kill the tanks, the hard targets.
Roger.
We can gun down the infantry and the trucks after. So trying to have forward long, or trying to have aft short to reset the targeting pod, trying to have forward long to reset it to the sensor of interest, or sensor point of interest, which in this case after we reset it is the waypoint marker. So I am going to check, where is that red smoke? There we go. I'm on a little AAA. So Kugli hat.
124, Infraturris, are you on 124?
Trying to have forward long. Nah, will that be close enough? I don't think so. So we're gonna try that again. Trying to have forward long. There we go. That ought to do it. Nope. Come on.
124, Bert is in hot on a tank, waypoint 3.
Copy. 124 myths in hot on AAA.
Roger.
Rifle waypoint 3. That'll do that.
Which direction you breaking off to, man?
Braking to the right, turning through 140 right now. I'll push out south. Splash 1, Shack 1 AAA.
Or Bert rifle. Breaking to the north.
Warning, autopilot.
Trim.
Rifle away.
One more. Maverick. Let's push out a little ways. Check the old kill board real quick. Let's sort by ground. And hey, I'm already number 3.
Shack 1, T80.
124 copy. Miss inbound from the south. We'll acquire a target and announce.
Hey, man, just keep an eye on the RWR. Last time I was over here, we had like 3 or 4 21s come and tickle us a little bit.
Copy. Lost the target area, so resetting. What is that? That's not a tank. As I fly into the ground. 124 miss going to extend back out to the south and reacquire. No point in rushing it.
Pull up, pull up.
Let's climb back up to 10,000 and let's use our autopilot as we point towards our objective area next time, yeah?
124, Bert is in hot from the west on another T80.
I am an expert by no means. I am no expert by any means, but I do dabble. Alright, so climbing up to 10,000, extending out to like 7 or 8 miles. We'll come back into the target area, fire our last Maverick, drop our CBU 105s on those infantry. Those look like good, juicy CBU 105 targets.
Bert rifle. 124, bringing up to the north.
Copy. Myth inbound to waypoint 3 from the south. 124 Myth Rifle, waypoint 3, BMP in the open.
124 Myth, what's it look like over on the south side of the AO over there?
Good handful of infantry and a bunch of soft targets. Inbound to do a bombing, dropping single CB-105
Roger, do you
on
see
infantry.
the base of the hill?
Second?
Do you see that bunker on the base of the hill?
Yes.
Kind of on the south side towards the town.
Tally.
Do you think a 500-pound bomb will go through that sucker?
Absolutely. So we got a
Alright,
bro
let's
right
go to the next
there.
target.
124 Myth Pickle, waypoint 3. CB-105 on infantry.
Roger.
Head back out to the south.
124 Bert is in hot from the west again, gonna be shacking a bunker.
Close enough. Will we be able to see this in time? Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the infantry. So it was a little off. But good enough. Got a vehicle that wasn't intended as a target, but got some of the infantry. 124 shack, half of the infantry going to turn around and re-engage. Same target. There's the wind. There's the infantry. So if we point it like right there, we ought to be good. Keep turning into the target. Bomb line visual.
Shack one bunker.
And nice and smooth rollout.
And it's on fire.
Nicely done. One, two, four, Myth Pickle, waypoint 3, infantry in the open. We're going to swap over to our GBU-12s now. And make our targeting pod sensor of interest.
I'm gonna scan this north side of the hill, the one with the smoke, the hillside. See if there's anything over here.
Copy. These are not mine. These are mine.
I do have a single T-80 on the hill, so I'll be in hot on that sucker.
Copy. Looks like this was a good run on these infantry. They're going to go by. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of dead infantry right there. We're going to get that vehicle too, maybe? It's okay if we don't, as we take our guns.
124 Bert is in hot on a T-80 north of the AO, waypoint 3.
Alright, so we're good at extended. Let's turn into the target. That'll be our target, that little guy right there. There's our bomb line. Don't want to overshoot it. Let's get back on it. 124 Myth inbound to bomb BMP in the open by the infantry. I was just bombing. ETA 10 seconds.
124 Bert rifle.
And
What do
pickle.
you spike? F-16 to the east.
124 Myth pickle.
Fuel stuff.
And we'll watch this go splody pop. Zoom that out a little bit.
Shack 1 T80.
And there it is. Nice. Shack 1 BMP. Let's go ahead and level out and extend. 2 more GBU 12s rockets. We only have 7, and lots of you know, or the Barrett, or whatever you want to call it. It's the GAU. 1,150 rounds of combat mix.
Hey, man, the north of that hill looks pretty clear right now, so I'm gonna head down and kind of extend to the south.
Copy. Myth is down to 2 GBU 12s, 7 rockets, and guns.
Roger, I got 1 AGM-65D, 3 GBU-12s, and guns with rockets.
Copy. Just use the Mavericks on harder vehicles, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing. Ooh, that is one juicy target of infantry if you want to go grab that. Looks like it's just to the east in that clearing from the smoke.
We'll probably hit them with guns. I don't have any more CBU 105s.
It looks like I'm not seeing any more hard armor targets here. It looks like they're all just soft vehicles.
Copy. Myth's gonna go Winchester on them then. Drop single GBU 12 on pair of soft vehicles and infantry.
Roger. I'm gonna go for that large group and just drop a GBU-12 on one of those trucks and get both of them real quick.
Shack 2 trucks and infantry.
Roger.
And extend out.
I'm gonna wait for you to pickle and then I'll go out and hit my target.
Copy. Myth is extending right now. I'm gonna turn back in here in about 4 miles.
Roger, well then Bert is in hot.
Copy.
Pair of trucks and infantry.
Cap on station, waypoint 3.
254. Copy.
One, two, four, Bert in hot. Pair of trucks from the east southeast.
One, two, four. Tally those infantry and trucks in the open.
One, two, four, Bert pickle on that group of infantry and trucks in the open to the east of that smoke.
Copy. Was not me. 124 Myth Pickle, pair of trucks, small cluster of infantry west of your previous target.
Roger, we also got a couple more A10s here, it looks like.
Very well. Then Myth's down to rockets and guns, so I'm gonna go ahead and say you're clear and free to engage whatever you want, man.
Roger.
Shack, pair of trucks and infantry. Negative miss rolling in for rocket runs on red smoke.
Roger.
Probably followed up by guns.
I'm gonna see what else I can find. If not, I'll just wait for you and RTB with you.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Ooh, sand launch, sand launch.
Yep, I'm hit.
Pull up.
Roger. I got eyes on that spot. I'm gonna go in hot.
That must have been IR Iglas. That came from the tree line. I didn't. Wow. Well, that sucks. Weird. Right, rip. Let's see if I can't see the target area. There it is. He said he saw the target, which I don't know. No, I don't have any mouse, so you can't see. My dude's right there. Like, I detached my head and I'm holding it off to the left, looking behind me. I want to watch him hit these targets. Well, that was very little warning, but you know that's what they do. I should have stayed well above elevation. Got greedy with the gun runs. I kind of thought I was good to go, honestly. I really should have been a lot more cautious, but hey, live and learn. Oh yeah. Just watching. Well, while we're slowly floating down, check the scores. Hey, look, 59 on top. Nice. I'd have a loss though. Rip. And I think this is about where we lose visual on the target area, descending into the trees. It'd be cool if you could kind of control your parachute with your joystick on the way down. I know that it doesn't matter. I was told that if you start like walking around with your pilot like this, right? You know, because you can. There we go. You know, because you can walk around, right? And like, let's say I wanted to be Mr. Nice Guy for the Huey pilots. They're gonna maybe try to pick me up, and so I try to move into like a clearing. It doesn't matter. It creates a spawn where you eject it on the ground. So you eject in the air, and then underneath on the ground, they put the little marker and the dude and the smoke and all that. So it really it's ultimately about where you eject, and not where you end up as a pilot. But you know, it's fun. Going for a little stroll, you know. Anyways, alright, I gotta take my little dog out real quick. She's got an upset tummy. I'm gonna do an auto start while that happens. Gonna get weapons loaded up first. Pair of those, one of those, pair of deltas. I like to go with the 105, and then 1, 2, and 3, followed up by another 105. These are when corrected CBUs. Then 2 hotels. Go with a rocket pod and that. And we're 300 pounds light. Nice. And the 66th.
Request rearming. Copy.
Alright, well, what I'll do while we wait and I start, we'll watch Mr. Bert. Oof! Bert! Bert, they got you. Wow, that, oh, okay, I see his right wing and his, fuselage. Still flyable.
Rearming complete.
Let's see if the IR SAM launcher is going to do anything for these guys, or are they just picking on the A10s? Nothing. I don't know if I was the one that killed that red smoke target or if somebody else finished it off for me, but I know I got good hits on it with the rockets because when you see that smoke cloud puff up, that indicates that I think the vehicle is launching like a smoke countermeasure, and they only do that when they're hit. So who is this? Mr. Skywalker. Skywalker's got lots of boomsticks, so what we'll do is we'll watch Mr. Skywalker here. Turn this down a little bit. And, you know, like I said, I'm gonna take the doggy out, and you guys enjoy this real quick. I apologize, but it is what it is. I'll be back.
Bert is outbound from waypoint 3 from the southwest, heading west towards Sochi.
Sochi traffic, night 2-1 inbound on final.
Alright guys, I'm back. See how we stand in my aircraft. Looks like we're all started up. Awesome. So let's get everything aligning. Let's go to the DSMS page. Let's change our profile to view the GPU. Make sure that's CCRP auto lays, 18-second lays time. I like a little bit longer than 15, not quite 20. And we're ready to go. Turn on that. And let's get some of these going. Let's go to the CDU. Let's go function hack. Clicky clicky. Sochi traffic, A10 taxiing to runway 24 for takeoff, straight out departure of Sochi. Sounds like our music stopped. Let's go ahead and get that going. I don't want to go too quick while taxiing. Scoot the chair up. Oh, geez. Oh, no, I was... Sorry, I scooted my chair up and I... 3 enemy fighters in the area. Nice, Ponzister. Awesome. Yeah, I got shot down by Igla's little IR SAMs, infantry based. So just getting back up here in a second. Double check the F10 map. That's Sukahumi. We want to look at Sochi. Looks like runways are clear. What is this guy doing? He's descending. I think we can get off before he lands. Sochi traffic A10 taking runway 24 for takeoff, straight out departure Sochi. And we'll rotate at 135. Let's get our landing gear up. Let's get our flaps up. Let's pull up waypoint 3 on the HUD. So 98 miles. Let's autopilot to path hold. And let's set for, or let's trim for a 5-degree climb. We'll get up to 12,000. And then path hold. Sochi traffic A10 clear of runway 24, turning to the north, rolling 254. Thank you. And 254. And keep this 5-degree climb. Nice gentle turn to the left. I'm going to turn that down a lot. Thank you, RWR. So just turning and climbing and climbing and turning. Going back to waypoint 3. Who knows, maybe it'll be dead by the time we get there, or maybe we'll finish it up. Either way, there's probably a few more targets, ground targets left up there. And if not, then waypoint 6, I believe, is the next waypoint that's closest, and that's not too far from there. So we'll just keep pushing up to waypoint 3 for now. Let's take a quick peek at the scorecard here. Looks like I'm leading the ground kills at 59. Let's check the air kills here. So Xbox Freak is 7. Sparky, that's one of our viewers here. That's Ponzister. He's got 3 kills there. Very nice. And then Animal also has 3 air kills. Looks like I overshot my turn there, so I'm going to turn to the right and get back on to track here. Nicely done, Ponzister. Very nicely done. And we need a trim. Trim. Get a nice crosswind from right to left here. It's really pushing us around. Climbing up through 5,000 on our way to waypoint 3. We're 97 miles, so we're a good distance away. It's going to take us, let's see, about 18 minutes or so to get there, or maybe 15 once I get up to altitude and speed. The Hell's Kitchen music right here, boys. Always liked Hell's Kitchen. It was always a interesting thing to watch with the wife.
F-14, buddy spike.
Just climbing. Mute the mic real quick for 30 seconds.
F-14, buddy spike, 14,000.
All right, back. Sorry. We're climbing up to like 12,000, maybe 12.5. Let's get some elevation, some thinner air. What is that? That looks like maybe an airplane flying that's trailing smoke. Climbing through 10,000 now. I'm going to pitch down a little bit so we can maintain our airspeed. Pitch down to like 3 degrees. We don't need to be climbing too quick now. Start building up some speed over the ground here. 87 miles to target. Once we hit 300 miles per hour at ground speed, we'll be moving 5 miles a minute, which means it's 2 minutes for every 10 miles. And at 87 miles, that's 16 plus 5, right? Or plus 1, so 17 minutes. And that's until we're directly overhead of the target area. So obviously we'll have eyes on the target area before that, and blah, 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 blah. You guys get it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and fence in, which means turning off my lights like that, right? Making sure that's off, and then arming weapon systems. Let's pull up our target pod, make that go to air to ground. Let's pull up our Mavericks, and those are good. Let's press China hat forward long to slave all sensors to the sensor of interest, or sensor point of interest, which is the waypoint 3 of our HUD. And we're hitting 12,000, so we'll level out at 12.5. That sounds like a good elevation there. Keep an eye on our ground speed for a second, and pull up our TAD as well. Let's zoom it in a little bit. I need to do more with the TAD. Like, I know you can slew it around and use it basically as the F10 map, and if people are set up properly, they'll show up like a circle like this. And 12, that's good right there. 12.7, that's fine. And we'll just hit autopilot, altitude, and heading hold, and keep burning this way. 80 miles to target. Picking up some speed, we just leveled out. Now, as far as weapon systems, let me show you what you got on the DSMS page here. We have 3 GBU-12s. These are laser-guided 500-pound bombs. I've got 2 CBU-105s, which are wind-corrected. You can interpret that as guided. Wind-corrected CBU, or cluster bomb munitions that have little heat-seeker warheads and parachutes. Then I've got 2 of each, the Maverick 65 Deltas and 65 Hotels. The 65 Hotels the white ones, we can force correlate. Wick MD, WICMID, WICMID. What's WICMID? Is that an acronym or is it a? I don't know. You're fat as fuck. What are you in? What's Karma in? Sparky. Oh, F14. Okay. Oh, you're in the A10. Oh, you're right behind me? Where you at? Is that you? Karma, there you are. Ah, yeah. Well, that'll do it. You've got 6 Mavericks. The looks like the Delta variety. You've got 6 GBU 12s, 7 GBU 12s. Those are 500 pounders each. And I'm guessing those are CBU 97s. Those are about 1,000 pounds each. So yeah, you're a little heavy. Did you go light on fuel? I'll slow it down a little bit for you. And we can see you on our TAD. Nah, you know it'll fly. It really will. You can load this thing like max, right? And it'll still take off. I didn't say it'll perform well. It'll still take off. So what I'm doing here is I'm slewing my sensor point of interest on my TAD to our friend Karma here, and we're going to click own to hook. So that way, if I do a right hand turn here, or a left hand turn rather, a little circle, it'll give him a chance to hook to catch up, and we'll be able to see him on our HUD because we've hooked him. So he's off our left wing now.
Strata 1 with you, proceeding to waypoint 3 and then to waypoint 24 for cap.
There's the HUD indication stuff, right? The lines that say, hey, he's this way, and the box that says, hey, he's this way. And once he comes over the HUD, oh wow, hi, F14. There he is, right there. We can see him on the HUD. That dashed box is our buddy. So we'll start. Hey, Felipe. We'll start turning back to the left, continuing our circle. Give you a little chance here to catch up, and then we'll carry on back to waypoint 3. Sergeants meow. Sergeants I meow. Sergeant I meow. Sergeants I meow. See, I'm reading that as sergeants I meow, like somebody saying, hey sergeants, talking to a plural group of sergeants and letting them know that they in fact sound like a cat. Don't ask, that's how my mind works. And we're gonna level out. A little too much. And he should be right behind us. So there he is. Tally. That's not him. That's an F14. So we've got Sparky. That's that is, gosh, who is that in Twitch chat here with us? So I can't remember. I'm sorry. It's not Karma. It's not. You want me to drop some flares? Okay, give me a second. Let me get to a program with flares. There, drop some flares for you. I know who this is. I just can't remember his name right now. I know he's watching. You're dropping the flares? I know you're on my 6. But you're like, you're a little distance away. You know, but I'm slowing down. I'm at 198 indicated, so I can't fucking remember who Sparky was for the life of me, and I know he's listening and smiling and going, "You dumbass." So once you catch up here, which you're not too far behind, let me take a quick peek at the F10 map. It shows. Man, I just got a whole cluster of people here. There's 4 of us heading to the waypoint 3. Nice. I see you. Like 215 right now, and your jet is about to have a heart attack from being so fat. Yeah, that'll do it. It's all the drag. It's honestly with 3 Mavericks like that, it's a noticeable. Hey, Limitless, how you doing? So that is a viewer in the Tomcat, and then there's another viewer right behind us in an A10. That's Carmen, the A10, and god damn it if I can't remember the guy's name in the Tomcat. In-game name Sparky, and I know who was it? It's pissing me off now. I can't remember. So yeah, we're getting escorted. We got Cap. We got Cap escorting us. We're 57 miles to target. Don't hate me. I'm just gonna kind of go back up to like 225. We need to get to the target area. Check the time. We got 2 hours 45 minutes before server restart. So we've got F-16 off our right wing, F-14 off our right wing and engine, and then a friendly A-10 wee all the way back there. He's all fat and happy. I got a wing freak. You know, we could probably roll 3-1 FM.
555.
3-1 myth radio check. All right, Sparky, good luck, man. I see you breaking off. All right, so we're going to zoom out a little bit on our TAD. We're going to press trying to have forward long, slave everything to waypoint 3 again. We're going to take a quick peek of it in our targeting pod. Still a little ways out. I'm going to turn just a smidge to the left here. Alright, so we're good there. Escort of an F-16. What does he have on him? Oh, nice. He's all air-to-air. Very nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our Mavericks up. Set to CCRP with the HUD by doing the weapons master mode select thing button. Actually, proper terminology here. Yeah, master mode control button. That's this one right here on the joystick. So 45 miles from target, we should be able to start seeing things pop up here shortly. Like 43-ish. Let's make our targeting pod sensor of interest by pressing China hat or Coolie hat right long, and we see now there's some smoke. Now China hat forward short, and that will zoom us in, and then DMS up is controls our zoom here. Boat switch to switch us to infrared. We've got, looks like a tank with some infantry. So I'm going to press TMS up short to change to point track, and then TMS up long to change our targeting pod to the sensor point of interest. So I don't really see any other targets. Correction, I see one other target. So what I'm gonna do is aim right there, about, we want to go, that's good enough. So I'm like 30 meters to the right of the target, right? You see this smoke and where it's going? That's where the parachutes are gonna drift to. So we're a little bit further. Let's see, what is that? I want to be like 50 meters. There we go. So this right here, that distance, that 49 meters, is this distance right here of this one arm of the targeting pod. So this is me just kind of saying, that looks good enough. I'll drop one CBU 105 there, and then I'll push the targeting pod up this way and drop the second one right there. And that ought to do it, honestly. Okay, so Karma, on your left hip in the cockpit next to your radios is the very last radio closest to your ass. And so you should see it by 3-1. I got you 5x5. How can I tell which direction I am heading? Well, there's that right there, right? So it says 065. You've got this right here. It's magnetic. You've got this right here. You've got this right here, which is your TAD. And, you know, the old Mark I look ball, right? Looking around, doing terrain association. And then last but not least, if you're truly absolutely lost, you just press F10 and you can find yourself that way. On this server, you can only see yourself and friendlies, like friendly aircraft and maybe friendly ground units too. I'm not 100%. But it's a PvE server, so there's no PvP. It's player versus environment. It's a dynamic campaign thing. I love it. It's awesome. So this target area only has, looks like 2 clusters of targets left. Once we kill them, obviously the target area is no more targets, and it'll despawn, and about 3 or 4 minutes later a new one will respawn. So the maps are always positioned top as north. In this case, kind of. This is an interesting, because the world is curved and you can kind of see the lines aren't straight across here. And that's just kind of, you gotta think about that when you're looking at a map, is the world is not a flat. But yeah, essentially up is north on the map. Now there are several different norths actually. There's true north, grid north, magnetic north. So magnetic north is north on a compass. True north is like the North Star. And then grid north is north on a map. Think about maps have grids, right? So in this game, you see how this says 059 and this says 065? So that is a difference of 6 degrees. That's the GM angle for this map, is 6 degrees. So whenever you are converting from grid to magnetic, you will subtract 6. Yeah, you'll subtract 6. So currently it's showing us we're going a grid north of 065, but magnetic north of 059er. So that's basic GM angle. It's I actually taught land navigation to the Marine Corps while I was, I say to the Marine Corps, I taught 14,000 students, but in the Marine Corps I was a combat instructor, and that was one of my classes. Yeah, land nav. I loved it, man. Like I read the guidebook for Marines before I went to boot camp. When I was in the Boy Scouts, they called it orienteering. Hell yeah. I still remember all my pace counts, because you got a few. You've got your flat land, you've got uphill, you got downhill, that kind of stuff. Different surfaces will also affect your pace count. Sand, obviously, snow, long grass, fields, whatever.
Splash 4 and Nick 21.
So I need to not be on Mavericks. I need to be on CBU 105s. There we go. And we're going to make our targeting pod sensor of interest. Press and hold TMS up long to make sure that that is the sensor point of interest. And that is where we're going to drop our bomb. One of them. You notice the smoke as you can zoom in here. It's blowing pretty heavily from right to left. So we are compensating. That's our target, right? So we can see we're going to drop one there, and then the next one is going to be up here. Yeah, it's not hard. It's an easy concept if you're paying attention, but I mean, we're talking about the Marine Corps here, and not everybody's the sharpest crown in the light bulb box, so you know, you get it. One, 2, 4, Mithridates A10c, checking into waypoint 3, 7 miles, dropping 2 GBU 105s on 2 separate targets. Hopefully this will clear the target area and we get a new one. Ah, fuck me. That's a MiG. Oh man, where is he at? Is it 09 or 2? MiG at 2 miles. Oh, balls. 254 Mithridates A10 over waypoint 3 merged with a MiG-21 requesting immediate cap flight level 10,000.
Roger that, coming down. I'll be in down to 167 miles out.
I'm gonna try to get these bombs off. I came here to do a job.
One's already over waypoint 3, I'll try and get him.
Copy, lost tally on him. He's extending now 10 miles, was 2 miles. Pickle 1, and
He just merged with me.
Pickle 2. 124, Myth Pickle times 2, waypoint 3, going evasive.
Pull up, pull up.
Do a little split S, get down low. What is my favorite flavor crayon? Easy, red. And who do we got there? Is that our buddy? Yeah, it's our buddy. Alright, let's see. Alright, we got some impacts on target. I don't think we killed the target though. So Karma, this is Myth on 3-1. You're inbound to waypoint 3. What's your distance, right? Or correction, what is your distance to waypoint 3? I'm trying to words. See where he's at on the map. There he is.
Distance to waypoint 3 is 12 miles.
Copy. If you've got tally on the red smoke, that's infantry and a tank, and then beyond that there is another tank. So if you drop your CBUs and ripples at like 250-foot intervals, you'll get them. Just be advised, you've got a pretty good strong crosswind coming from your right to left, so aim to the right of the red smoke.
Dagger 2-1 checking in on 254.
Alright, so I am egressing.
That's a negative. I'm pretty sure I just merged with an AI aircraft. I'm not sure where it is, but I just dropped all my pylons.
Copy. Turning into you as soon as I can. I'll get eyes on you and let you know if I can't help you out. Tally on you. Is that the MiG, though? I don't think that's the MiG. Let's check the F10 map real quick. I don't see, I think you're clear, man. There's two friendly pointy noses in the area as well.
I don't know what was heading towards me, but it was, he wasn't moving at all, so I just figured it was AI.
Copy. That might have been me. We did just pass fairly close to each other, like within 200 feet. I am off your right wing, about half mile. Yes, I am.
Roger.
I am on the Through the Inferno SoCal server. Let's get our deltas up.
Honestly, just scared the shit out of me.
Oh, I've been there many a time, man. I'm going to see if I can't acquire the targets with Mavericks and just finish this target area up. What steer point? Currently we're at steer point 3, or waypoint 3, or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I'm trying to acquire a target here, and I have a feeling it's going to be a little rough. So I need to put autopilot on. I need to bring my targeting pod up on this side, make this soy, and zoomy, zoomy, zoomy. Tally. Is that the tank, though? That is not the tank.
Couple 80. 5, 2, 1. Request takeoff.
Alright, we're not going to do a Maverick. We're going to do a
Autopilot.
GBU 12. 124 Myth A10c inbound to drop GBU 12 red smoke waypoint 3. I can't see it yet, but I know there's something there. What freak? We are, for inner flight, we are on 31 FM. I don't know what aircraft you're going to be in and whether or not you have FM capability, but for me in the A10, it's the easiest to set up because I still need to monitor air-to-air. I still need to monitor air-to-ground, and those are both my VHF and UHF. And so 31 FM. I'm going to pickle and then move the pickle.
Pull up. Pull up.
124 Myth Pickle, waypoint 3. There it is. Oop, oop, oop. Main battle tank, waypoint 3, red smoke. We'll zoom out. Oh no, I don't think I got him. That was a mess, boys.
Well, I'm certainly a lot lighter now.
It's one. That's one positive to it. And you still have guns. There is a main battle tank. I did not splash on the red smoke. If you want to do a run on it. So we dropped one GBU 12 and we missed. I think an approach from this direction will be not bad. Alright, so this makes me GERT, so we'll go function, FPM,
If anything, I'll just be a short range cap and kind of back up cap.
manual, and then we'll go function hack. Alright, so what I just did there, every time I flew over the waypoint, it would change to the next waypoint. That's really annoying to me. So what I did is I hit function 5, which is the FPM, and I don't remember exactly what that stands for, but I changed it from automatically changing to manually changing, which means that I can fly over waypoint 3 as many times as I want, and it won't automatically change to waypoint 4, which is handy. Cool your hat right short to change the right MFD to the targeting pod.
Pull up. Pull up.
level out here on the bomb line. We've got it relatively close to our intended target. We can make any minor adjustments in the air after it's released and do our best to get it up right here, which I think we're pretty darn close. Quick F10 map, and we've got Buddy on our 6 right here. I'm gonna drop a GBU 12 on the red smoke. No, I don't know about a lesson, but I mean that's just me just doing stuff, you know? I'm just having fun. I don't see the target. Oh, there it is. I missed it. Oh, I missed my pickle. I couldn't see the target till the very last minute. I just, Badger, oh hey Badger. I just talk about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and, you know, I guess some people find that helpful. I'm gonna go in for guns on this tank. I've already dropped 3 bombs on it, so, and I haven't been doing too good, so we're gonna go for guns.
I'll go ahead and follow up if needed.
Copy.
Pull up. Pull up.
There's the tank. Zoom all the way in so it doesn't do that little pulse thing. And that'll do it.
Pull up.
124 myth guns on tank. Waypoint 3, Shack 1 tank. And that'll do it for this waypoint.
254, Grim Sniper checking in.
Pull up. Pull up.
I am setting waypoint 6. It's only 24 miles, and I'm heading that way. Let's do a quick intel check. Yeah, waypoint 6 is still up. And let's do a quick peek. Yeah, waypoint 6. Nice. Climbing up to 12,000. Pitch for about a 6-degree climb. Efficient climb, I think, or whatever that terminology is 180 on the A10. I'll just fly your Falcon. I just fly my Falcon. I like watching people fly the A10, but true love is the Falcon, even if it is bare bones right now. I've always liked the Falcon. Like I've appreciated it for what it is. I never play Falcon 4.0 or anything like that. I really wish I did. I didn't really discover that until very recently, and at that point, I've already had DCS for so long. I will get the I will get the F-16 at some point. I just not in its current state. And I think I'll have a blast flying it too, so that should be interesting. Alright, so we are looking at the target area now. Waypoint 6, looking for SAMs. I see bunkers. I see tanks, I see infantry. More tanks, BMPs, more BMPs. What I don't see is the SAM site.
Fever, climbing out of Kmart airspace, push waypoint 19.
I don't see a SAM site at all, like even a destroyed one.
If you decide to break ramp, let me know.
Copy. I'm scanning the area right now, the targeting pod. I don't see any SAM sites. I'm gonna go, or any AAA really. But that might just be missing it. I'm going to shoot Mavericks left of red smoke at main battle tank. So put the targeting pod on the tank, right? Press and hold TMS up long, and then change this to Mavericks. Press China hat forward.
Warning, autopilot.
Leveling out 14-3. And make our CCRP. Let's get our Mavericks selected. Let's make sure we've got the hotels. And there we go. Boat switch to center. TMS up short. And we're force correlated at 10 miles. Rifle, rifle, rifle. 124 myth rifle waypoint 6 main battle tank. Another battle tank. Ah, darn it, I hate when I do that. Coolie hat left long. China hat forward. Boat switch center. TMS up short. Rifle, rifle, rifle. 124 myth rifle waypoint 6 main battle tank. Pitching down.
2.
124 myth rifle waypoint 6. 124 myth rifle waypoint 6. Breaking left. And that was 4 Mavericks. Leveling out at 14,000, extending to reacquire, and lining up for GVU 12s. By the way, that wasn't me on your wing earlier. I hope I didn't cause you any problems. Oh, that was you on your wing. Oh, you're fine. You were probably too busy marking targets to care. You know, I was on autopilot, and basically, yeah. There was a F-14 and then you and the 16. And that's fine. I mean, I appreciate the cap support. I really do. Because God knows I can't do it. In the A10 anyways. 3-1 myth turning left into the target.
Warning, autopilot.
Oh, music stopped. I think my targeting pod got off of the waypoint, so I'm going to press China hat aft short, and China hat forward short. Really like the Falcon. You know, I've heard a lot of really good things about BMS. The only things that irk me a little bit are the fact that it's an older game with older graphics, blah 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 blah. And yeah, if you get past that, you know, at the core of it, it's amazing, right? It's just my personal opinion is I like things to look pretty. And DCS is filling that niche for me right now, you know? And like I said, I fully intend on getting the Falcon, just I want to wait for it to be a little bit more complete. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And no, the graphics never really make the game. The graphics are the icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying? And the core gameplay is the cake. One's lined up for 2BU 12 on main battle tank, 1 mile. I will do a gentle left-hand exit to the of the target area.
Copy, I'm
Pull
just
up,
pretty much
pull up.
practicing formation flight at this point.
Copy. 124 Myth Pickle, waypoint 6, main battle tank. Crapping Brick still got a fair distance to Sochi, only got 1,500 pounds worth of fuel. Gotta be gentle on that afterburner, man. And boom. Shack 1 battle tank. 124 Shack battle tank, main battle tank, waypoint 6. Time to reacquire another target. Hey, look, that's separate. That's probably the Samrex. Leveling out, extending this way. That's one thing I've never really had to worry too much about in the A10 is fuel. Like, literally, as it stands right now, my current configuration, which is max throttle, and I am burning 2,500 pounds of fuel an hour. And I have 7,300 pounds of fuel. So technically I have 3 hours of flight right now in this current configuration. Any lower you might stall. That's a pretty scary situation to be in. One's turning left into the target area, lined up for final GBU 12. $208 knots. That's plenty quick. You know, you're fine. 810. That's like cruising speed, man. Well, if you've got altitude, nose down a little bit. If you don't, good luck, buddy. See if you can't trade, because you know the F-16 is not exactly a glider. All right, so I need to find another target. Oh, that looks like a juicy target right there. Alright, sorry, I'm a little all over the place right now, lining up on a group of trucks and infantry in the open.
Radio check, 124.
124, 5x5. It's a lawn dart? Yeah. Basically, that's but all of the jets, man. They're designed to go quick. One, two, four, Myth Pickle, waypoint 6. Starting a gentle left-hand turn. This might get 2 vehicles. Now it'll definitely get 2 vehicles. Okay, it didn't. Leveling out and extending, I'm going to go back in on that same target with guns and rockets. Get over this ridge line. I think your throttle's about to break. Like in-game or out of game? Still at 3? Finished up 3. At 6 now. And I don't think we'll finish up 6, but we're almost Winchester.
About to call it quits. I'm gonna go ahead and RTV.
Copy, man. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it.
Vapor, Vincent, waypoint 19.
We need to change to rockets. We need to make sure that our target is still there, and it is. Let's zoom in. 124 Myth going in for rockets and guns, waypoint 6. There's our target area. Look at all those juicy soft skin vehicles in the open, right? Just, oh yeah. So let's, one of those. See how those fall. Not the greatest. Let's go to guns.
Pull
That one. That one. Nope. Let's. Yeah, we got it. So let's
Altitude.
line of sight these things. So we don't get hit with the DACA. What kind of HOTAS, Karma? $6 not a bad run. X52 Pro. I've got the same one, and I've had mine for probably 7 years or so. Not a lot of use, some, but you know, I really liked it. I never had any issues with it. It always, you know, never had to make a dead zone or anything like that. It was always a good joystick to me. Very recently, as of the beginning of this month, picked up a Warthog Thrustmaster HOTAS, and I really love this thing. It's worth every penny. This thing will last me 20 years easy, and that was the biggest deciding factor. So we'll get that vehicle. We'll get that vehicle, and can we sneak one more in? We got it.
Altitude.
That was way too low, way too silly, and way too dangerous, but a lot of fun. It's just some ironic. It's just ironic because you were just talking about somebody's about upgrading the X56, and now when I push the throttle forward, there's a solid snap noise. That's definitely not supposed to do that. And my throttle has always been super smooth on the X52 Pro. I never had any issues with it. Now it might be the afterburner detent broke, and that could just be kind of catching and snapping, and that's what's causing that noise. Does it have any effect on the control? Like when you throttle forward, it's still throttles forward, right?
Pull up.
I hit this red smoke with some of the DACA.
Pull up.
Well, we hit a thing. I don't know what it was.
Pull up. Altitude. Pull up.
Got a bunker there. Oof, yeah, there's some tracers.
Pull up.
Do some aggressive left and right C's to make it so that way it's harder for them to track us. And that was probably just like the turret of a machine gun of a tank that's shooting back, or a BMP or something like that. There was a tone. Huh. Oh, I was just asking if I was just mentioning maybe it's the afterburner detent just snapped. Now it's kind of catching, but it's from the sounds of it, the thing is done. I'm sorry, man. Maybe you might be able just to pick up the throttle portion of it for relatively inexpensive.
Pull up.
Lined up for red smoke. 100 rounds. Can't see the target, but it's not going to stop me. Well, whatever it was, I hit it. And we need to do some left C's, right C's. See? They're shooting. Just a little gentle bank to the left and to the right.
Pull up. Pull up.
Just keep your direction of your nose changing.
Pull up.
And
Pull
it
up.
keeps them guessing.
Pull up. Pull up.
And on that note, I am officially Winchester. So we're going to set our waypoint to
Pull up. Pull up.
waypoint Sochi by using, what button is this? DMS up. Yeah, we need to make sure we're on the mission profile. And I'll get that music going back again, just so that way it's not weird, awkward silence and stuff. So there's Sochi, press TMS down short, TMS down long to make the HUD, or return the sensor point of interest to the HUD, back to the waypoint. Texaco saves the day. Flew right by me, so I managed to tank some fuel to get me back home. Very nice. So it wasn't the afterburner detent. Uh-oh. Sounds a little more serious. It's just borked. Oh darn! But you know, I've always tried to keep my my old joysticks, even if they do kind of chunk out. I had a Thrustmaster like T1.6 or whatever, and that was a good joystick. Had a little slider throttle and twist rudder and very basic, but it was it was a solid joystick and served me many years. I'm going to change my guns back to CCIP, and we are going to go to CCRP, weapons off, nav mode. We're going to fence out. We don't have anything to shoot anyways. Get our lights back on.
Station waypoint 3 in about 10 minutes.
I don't know if 3 is still up. Be advised, waypoint 3 is no longer active. The actives are waypoint 6 and waypoint 4. Myth is checking out off waypoint 6. Waypoint 6 still has targets remaining. I probably got walked over right there.
Roger, we'll move to engage waypoint 6.
It's only about a 20-mile deviation.
Yeah, puts me closer.
Oh, sorry. You guys don't need to hear me smoke pot and cough. Alright. Music, music, music. So, leveling out at 11.5.
Sci-Tech equal on main battle tank waypoint 6. Lace target.
Sorry, so what I was saying was, I always kept my old joysticks, even if they did get a little bonky or funky, because the throttle slider on that, my dog chewed it off, and it was a little nub that was still usable, but not very, it was done throttle-wise. So I compromised by, like control number pad plus and minus to manage my throttle, or something along those lines, and, the joystick to joystick. And did that for a while, flying Microsoft Flight Simulator X or FSX, and I was doing that stuff and enjoying it. And then had a buddy, got an F-14 off my left wing. Who is this? Let's see. That's Sparky. Welcome back, Sparky. Sparky, I totally forgot your Twitch name. I'm sorry. I need to know. Totally forgot. while he's managing his throttle. He's like, oh, you know, just hands on his stuff and just trying to type stuff out. It's not even important. I can't remember what it was. So we got Karma here. He was in. Uncapping Badger. He's in the game. He's on the server. Sparky. I don't remember his damn Twitch name. He was viewing, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna join." I could probably, you know what? I know what I can do. I know exactly what I can do. I'm gonna pull up my Twitch dashboard on my phone. Never mind. Too late. I can't scroll up because I wasn't there for the chat on my phone. So that was my great idea. I was gonna scroll up on the Twitch chat, but I can't because it wasn't on my phone and I don't know how to do it in the game. It's not a big deal. Let's check the time. 2 hours. 2 hours remaining, and we're good to, you know, carry on smartly. Ungimbal roll our targeting pod. Press and hold China hat forward long to slave all sensors to the center point of interest. You unslave that by doing China hat aft short, right? That's how you reset your targeting pod and other sensors to the center position. And again, China hat forward long to tell it to zoom in, or rather, slave to the SPI, sensor point of interest. China hat forward short to zoom in and zoom back out. Now, when you do that, the view you're seeing is this right here is now this. So that's yours. That's what your zoom. That's what that box means. So we still have Sparky off our left wing, escorting us back to Sochi. It's kind of him. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do function and nav, and we're going to divert to Sochi. We're going to pull up our CDU and do it up here. Okay, nav. And now I click on it. ILS 111.1. Alright, let's see. I know I want to land runway 24. And that is really more of a runway 242. Careful on approach. The Sochi 06 has damage to its runway as you would touch down. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I won't do an ILS approach. It'll be my first time. I need to work. Actually, I'm gonna keep that on anyways. Just watch the stuff. Let's uncage that. Still got Sparky off our left wing. Let's check our F10 map here. Let's get back on us. So maybe it'll be best to land runway 02 then. Either way, we're still a good clip away, 30 miles. We're actually good to start our descent ever so gently down here, and to, yeah, we'll do a direct overfly of the airport. Set that on the horizon. function hack. You had to give your profiles for the X52 away since they're redundant now. I never. Sorry, lots of stuff talking.
Transporting 2 survivors. I've got F5s on me, southwest of Maycop.
Oh, that sucks.
I can assist you. I'm about 70 miles out. I'll be there shortly.
So, anyways, what I was saying, I never set up like crazy profiles where you could switch through them like on the fly. I always just did basic. Oh, hey, thank you for the follow. Also just did basic keybinds in the in DCS, and I never went anywhere past that. Getting off 3 a.m. here in the UK, so you're off to bed. Catch you next time. Nice flying as always. Hey Badger, thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate it as always. Thank you for being you, man.
You've got a Huey underneath you who's being engaged by F5. Copy, can we get back to
Profile editor. I never messed with that. What is
do a split S and go to the deck?
something is?
Split S and hit the deck, copy.
Oh, that's my ILS. I was hearing radio static, and I was like, what the hell? Hey.
Huey near Maycop still on comm. Ryder. You've got a shadow flight right behind you and a couple of 16s, sir.
Sounds good.
Can we get a flare 2 out from you?
For all your bindings for every single aircraft. Oh yeah, that sucks. That was actually one of the first things that I experienced in DCS was constantly rebinding everything on my joysticks. Mildly infuriating, but I don't think this is gonna work proper. But yeah, that's definitely a big oof. Alright. So we got this guy. Looks like he's descending. He's really high though. We're gonna roll 254 or 251. Alright, buddy. You have a good one, man. Look at that. Just doing fun stuff. Sochi, traffic. Mithridates, A10c, inbound to land. Full stop, runway 24, Sochi. So coming up on 10-ish miles. Hey, it's working. So this means we're to the right. That's cool. I'm sorry, I'm going to be paying attention to that and all of this stuff. I have never once done an ILS anything.
Pull up, pull up.
Says we're to the right. I need to not be like pointing at the ground. Oh, you know what? We forgot to subtract 6. We were 4-2, so it's really 3-6. Okay, yeah, I need to not do that right now.
Altitude, altitude.
Sochi A10 inbound to land, runway 24 full stop, Sochi on final.
Altitude, altitude.
We're throttled back. Let's go ahead and deploy our speed brakes. The worst approach ever. I'm sorry. And more bindings out of the 56 now than you could with the 52. Nice. Let's drop our landing gear and our flaps. Still going a little quick, so we'll do a little speed brake. Flaps are down. Now let's see visual. I don't see any crazy. There it is at the end of at the end of the runway. We'll be fine. There's the pock marks or the craters that Badger warned us about. There's the meatball. Oof. Do speed brakes, pump the brakes. So speed brakes in, flaps up, those will steering on. Sochi traffic, A10 clear of runway 24, taxiing to parking Sochi. You promise you're actually useful in the sky. I believe you. Don't worry. You know, I've done that too, where I fly to a target area, I get like 20 miles out, either AI are on my ass, or I think AI are on my ass. I drop all of my munitions, so all I've got are guns and air-to-air, and then ends up being something silly. And now I'm just kind of sitting there with my thumb up the ass going, what am I doing? So... get to the parking area, and I'm gonna take the little one out, little doggy out, because again, she's got an upset tummy. She had an accident this morning. 10 out of 10 true DCS experience. Ain't that the truth? Well, I mean, like, A10s aren't even gonna leave the ground unless there's air superiority, period. Like, I was watching a documentary about it, and that was like one of the first things they said. You know, like, they come in after all of the other stuff comes in and kills all the anti-air, and then they support the troops. And I'm like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I was also thinking about it. I don't know why a lot of people refer to these aircraft as she's. You know, I mean, come on, let's be honest here. This is probably one of the most masculine-shaped aircraft. You know, with those engines as a pair of... You get it. So I will go ahead, refuel, rearm, repair. Well, I don't need a repair. I'm good on that. So we'll go ahead and just refuel and rearm. Didn't take any damage. Just a quick little peek-see of the exterior here. Nah, we look good. So let's, before we step away, let's set takeoff trim. Right? Boom, that's good. So we go ahead and turn this off. We don't need that. And we'll go ahead and stow that. We don't need that. Now how do we make that flag go away? You guys missed it. That was probably let's see, who was that? He just did a high speed. Yeah, it was Sparky. Just did a little high speed, low pass. I was head down, buddy. I'm sorry I missed it. All right. Well, we're getting gas right there, right? After we get gas, we will rearm. I'll get boomer boomsticks, and yeah. So, like I said, I'm gonna take the doggy out real quick. So do that, and I'll find you something interesting to watch. Watch Sparky do some high-speed passes here of the airfield. Be careful though doing that, man. You know, they usually don't like that too much on the server. Alright, so hey, Chong, 810 and a Chong and an 810. Well, a good looking loadout. He's not overweight. He's got 6 Mavericks, 3 of each. He's got 2 GBU 12s and 2 CBU 38s, I believe. Yeah, so 2 GPS guided munitions, 2 laser guided munitions, and 6 Mavericks. So yeah, we'll watch this guy while I take the dog out. So I'll be back.
Refueling complete. Rearming complete. Test traffic slowing. Zero shipment 15, taxiing at grid 06. Departure. Spark Air 1251. Starship F-15, moving short active 06.
Alright, such traffic, A10c flat of 3 ship, taxi runway 24 and hold short 24.
I'm back. Now you gotta watch this guy take off. Now you gotta watch me take off. So first press and hold stat button, and then load, and then stat, and then load all. Press F9 to unlock our track IR. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this off. Where is it? There it is. Off. Alright. And then once we get asterisks, there we go. Go to the DSMS page. Go to the TAD page. CU and taxi to 24. Sochi traffic, A10 taxiing to runway 24 for takeoff, straight departure, Sochi. Is it Sparky just getting on the ground next to us? Uh-oh.
Such traffic, Sun single ship F-15, taking active 06 for departure.
He can have
You
06.
get A10 flat of 3 ship, hold short 24.
I might just join up with those guys. Look both ways before taxi. Hey, I saw you, Ponzister, and that's who that was. That's who is the F-14 is Ponzister. I could not remember your name, dude. I'm so sorry. I saw you. We good. We good. Sochi traffic, A10 crossing runway 20, holding short runway 24, Sochi.
Copy. I see one F-15 taking off.
There's the F-15.
Such traffic, Sun single ship F-15, clear active 06, pushing 254.
Alright, such traffic, F-18 at 06, go ahead and take off.
Off to bed, Karma. All right, buddy. Have a good one, man. Sleep well, hopefully. God knows I can't. I have 4 hours of sleep last night. I'll take off with these guys. I'll stag in behind them. Who do we got here? We got Timo. We got Auger. And we got Wither. Waiting for the runway to clear. And we got a, what is the F-18? Yeah, F-18 taking off.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. So we got 3 A10s in front of us. 1, 2, 4, Timo. This is Myth. You guys go ahead and go in front of me. I'll stack in behind you. Avant Guardian. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Metro 90s, you can go ahead and do your solo departure.
251 copy. Sochi traffic, Mithridates A10c, taxiing runway 24, taking runway 24 for takeoff straight on departure, Sochi. I'll expedite this so it goes quick.
Alright, Sochi traffic, A10c.
Yeah, A10's an amazing plane. I love it. Don't have much time in anything else. Several hundred hours in this though.
Sochi traffic, A10c of 3 ship, line up 24.
Is it just me or is that music kind of loud? Let's gear up, flaps up. Let's set path hold at 5 degrees. Let's set waypoint 6, I believe, is the next one. Or waypoint 4. Waypoint 4, maybe. Sochi traffic, 810, clear, runway 24, turning to the south. Thank you, have a good day, Sochi. All of DCS is amazing, I agree.
Pull up. Pull up.
F-14's amazing. I haven't flown it yet. I have the F-18, I have the Harrier, I have the Huey, and obviously the A-10. I have lots of fun in the A-10. I enjoy the Huey for what it is. I could take off in the Hornet. I don't know how much else what to do in the Hornet beyond that. And I have like 5 minutes in the Harrier, so yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. You know, any update to an older system to me is a good update in my opinion. So let me double check the intel map real quick. Intel, yeah, waypoint 4. That'll be the one we go to. There's the 3 stack of A10s rolling. That's waypoint 6 right there, and that's waypoint 4. That's where we'll go. So looking at waypoint 4 now, a couple of targets are dead. That's fine. Lots of targets are remaining. So we'll come to waypoint 4 and kill things. So I'm going back into the cockpit. I'm going to turn that volume down a little bit. I just feel like that's... There we go. I just want background music, you know? I don't want it to be the main center of attention. So we're going to just aim to the right of this waypoint. I know that it's in a valley, and a draw in a valley, rather. And it's going to have a hard line of sight from this direction. Coming in from this way, we'll be able to see. Actually, I'll just do it like this. So if we come in straight this way, we won't be able to see the target because of these hills and these fingers. So if we come in this way, though, right, we'll be able to engage the target, no problem. Let's see, who is this, and what is he doing? This is Nax S. This is this guy, NACS 995. Excuse me. Looks like he's got 2 cluster bombs, 3 GVU-12s, and 4 Mavericks. Let's watch him. Let's watch him do stuff. So he's target area is there to his right, and we're just we're trimmed right now for a climb, a gentle climb. Oh, he just got launched on. You see that dot right there? Uh-oh, this isn't going to be good for him. Rip. And that happens a lot. Come on, get him, buddy. Get him, turn into him. There he is, to your right. You got him. Come on. Stinger him. Do him. Get him. Come on. Oh, he's probably lost everything. Now he's getting shot at by AAA from the ground. And there are Iglas down there, too, looks like. There's the AAA. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to shoot anything. Poor guy. Drop your stuff. Drop your stuff, bud. Get that glide going. Land it safely or eject. Probably not going to be able to land this one safely. Yeah, your landing gear's botched, dude. Alright, I'm going to check back quick over here. We're good. And then the other peak ski at this guy. So I want to see the resolution here. So we see his indicated airspeed is 207 and falling. Oh, there he goes. He just dropped his heavy stuff. Smart man. Let's get that landing gear down and those flaps. Or at least flaps. There's the landing gear. Alright, so back left is done. I believe in this guy. He can do it. Uh-oh. 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 Oof. Oh, he just oh no! Oh. Oh, well, he tried. Alright, so back onto me. I'm climbing up through 10,000 right now. Nothing on the RWR that's a threat yet. To us, anyways. No, we don't want to be that far to the right of the target area. And we can reduce our climb a little bit. Just a gentle left-hand turn. There it is. So, that's good right there. And we can point up to like 3 degrees. We're almost to 11,000. We probably level out at 12. That ought to be good enough. So let's go ahead and fence in, which means we're going to turn off our lights, right? So that's off, and that's off, and then arm. And let's check our Mavericks. And we're going to head align those and go to the targeting pod. And we're going to China hat forward long to slave all sensors to the sensor point of interest, which is the waypoint 4. So that was the MiG that shot down the A10. So it looks like they're handling him. They are at 059er at 90 miles, so kind of this way. Alright, fuel consumption, we are sucking down 25,000 pounds an hour. 2,500 pounds an hour. Level out at 12. Almost there. There's the level. Just autopilot off, switch it over, and then autopilot on. And we'll pick up some ground speed. Check that out real quick via the CDU. And 287 and climbing. Sweet. Quick flyby. And externals. So again, we've got 2 CBU 105s. Those are the two big green ones, and then the 3 in the center, those are GBU 12s. Those are laser guided bombs, 500 pounders. The 2 white missiles on the left, those are AGM 65 Hotel Mavericks. The 2 on the right are AGM 65 Hotel Deltas. The difference between the two, the ones on the left, they use a CCD TV type of sensor. And they can force correlate to the ground. I can tell it, hey, I want you to hit this part of the ground, and it'll do that. The ones on the right, the green ones, those are the 65 Deltas. They have a FLIR with an infrared or a heat sensor rather, and they cannot be force correlated to the deck. So really good for acquiring multiple targets quickly. With the ones on the right. The ones on the left, I feel like they have a little bit longer range, but you just have to tell it what to shoot. That's not a problem. Yeah, the CB-105s are the wind-corrected package. You can also interpret that as guided. They still pop about 1,800 feet above the deck, and then they have little parachutes that'll drop down, and those will drift with the wind. So when you drop these things, you have to make sure you are counting for that wind drift. The GBU 12s, the big green ones here in the middle, those are laser guided and will just hit whatever you're pointing at with your targeting pod. I am being locked by an F-14. That's probably Sparky. Let's take a quick
Fox
peek.
3, MiG-23,
Yep, that's Sparky.
13.
So we see hi to Sparky. Let's watch him real quick as he
Splash one,
closes on
MiG-23.
us. It's Pone Zister. I remembered his name now. This is Pone Zister. He's watching the stream. Watching the stream and helping me out providing cap. There was an A10 that just got shot down over waypoint 4 by these MiGs that are at our 12 o'clock Pone Zister. So if you want to push ahead and handle those, that would be greatly appreciated. I do see an F-16 at our 12 o'clock though, so he's probably up there taking care of business. See if we can't see Pone Zister, and I don't see him yet. Where is he? He's behind us somewhere. Nope, don't see him yet. That's fine. Just a quick look at the TAD. Still a little distance to waypoint 4. A quick peek at the F10 map. Then we see Pone Zister right there on our ass, coming in close, providing air support. This is waypoint 6. Looks like these guys are going to be able to finish that up, and we are heading to waypoint 4, which is that target area right there. Let's flash our lights to show him that we see him. I don't know if you can see that, the tail area. Now, if we had SRS radios figured out as far as like, hey, I'm going to be monitoring the frequency, I could tell him. There he is. So, MiG-23 at not our 12, but at like 11-ish, at 60 miles. And he is heading away from us, which is okay by me. The old Kerbal Space Program music. It was a great game. I was playing it yesterday. I was thinking about hooking up the joysticks and throttles, playing it that way. Did any of you guys play Kerbal Space Program? Would that be something you would be interested in watching me stream, maybe? I don't know. I've been kicking the idea of doing not just DCS, but other things too. I like streaming DCS. There's not a very big Twitch following, unfortunately. The most people I've seen viewing DCS channels at one time was like 100, 150. I'm not in it for viewers or what have you. I'm here to have fun. So now that MiG-23 is nails on us and inbound. He's definitely coming this way. He's at 6,000, 7,000 feet. I'm going to mute my mic for 2 seconds. Alright. So again, we're on our way to waypoint 4, and that is 67 miles away, going 311 miles per hour over the ground, which is about little over 5 miles in a minute. So for every 10 miles, it's 2 minutes. At 60 miles, that's 12 minutes. 65 miles, with 66, that's 13 minutes. We're 13 minutes until we are over the target area. Probably, I'd venture to say 12 or 11 before we're firing missiles or Mavericks, and then maybe another 5 before we're visual. Looks like they just finished up waypoint 6. Very nice, very nice. So that means that if they don't start heading to whatever is the new spawn, they'll probably start making their way to waypoint 4, and I'll have some friends, and that'll be nice. So what I'll do when I get there, I'll make sure that I kill all the AA, the AAA, any anti-air really. I'll focus on any missile-based systems. They've got the range first, and then I'll move down to things like Shilkas and the AAA trucks and AAA ground units. I don't know what they're called. It's the AAA weapon system that's in a sandbag bunker, or not a bunker, but it's towed. I don't know what they're called, but anyways, you know what I'm saying. The deck of the AAA. That's never fun to get shot down by those. And then finally, any infantry with Iglas. Those will be a little bit harder to spot, and so I usually just do the GBU 105s over the infantry, and that handles them. Now I know the CBU 103s are basically the same as the 105s, but the difference is the 105s have parachutes, the 3s do not. And the 3s are more geared towards lighter vehicles and infantry, and the 5s are geared towards anti-armor, like tanks and BMPs and stuff. And it's the same thing with the CBU 87s and 97s. The 80 whatever it is the anti-infantry, and the 90 whatever it is the anti-tank with parachutes. All right, that's Sparky. He's right there. And we're at full throttle. Indicated 250 something. All right, sweet. They're shooting at the MiG-23. Hey, nice. Yeah, I see you, Ponzister. You don't have to do super close passes. One of these days, somebody's gonna do it. They're gonna run into me, and it's gonna be frustrating, but it'll happen. It'll be whatever. Fortunately, most of the people on the server have been really good, as far as not being silly when they're flying. I say that as somebody calls someone an idiot in the chat there on the server. Oh, hold on, text from the wife. Alright, sorry, I was just talking to the wifey. She is at work. So that was the server thing. When somebody accidentally hits somebody else or intentionally or whatever, they get booted. So like I was saying, most of the people on the server are really, really straightforward and decent, pilots. They're not like crashing into the ground or crashing into each other or all over the place. I feel like this game has a certain barrier of entry, as with the whole skill or study sim aspect of it. And I really wish that you could turn off things like auto start on the servers. I do know that some people they don't want to go through the whole process and blah 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 blah. And I use auto start every now and then, especially if I'm gonna go take the dogs out, and I know it's a 5-minute start process for the A10, so I'll auto start, walk away from the keyboard, and maybe take the dog out. By the time I get back, airplane's ready to go. A couple of last-minute configurations, and I'm good to go. But I think that would even cut down more so on the trolling, because it'll force the people who want to, I want to just fly an airplane and shoot a guy on the ground and laugh about it, type of guys. They won't even be able to get in the air because they'll have to study, how to do so. Again, sorry, texting the wife. Alrighty. Hey, look at that. Guy said he's sorry for calling somebody an idiot. That's good. Making friends. Alright, 37 miles to target. We obviously can't see it yet because of the terrain. Let's take a quick look at it here. Let's zoom in on the T80. So, again, we're gonna want to approach from this way. So that's why we're going this way. This sounds like Halo music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Just constantly fucking all of the RWR. Let's turn that down even more. Gives you a headache after a while. So just keep pushing. Let's check the F10 map. I think we got another bro. Yeah, we do. Dodge 2-1. This guy. I don't think he even has a username. Whatever. So he's got, looks like he had 8 GBU 12s, 9 GBU 12s, and 4 Mavericks. Yeah, good for him. Hopefully he does good things. Let's check the score real quick. Sort by ground kills. Ooh, look, there I am on top. 102 kills. Ground kills, 1 loss. That was my fault. And then let's check air kills. Who's on top with air kills? We've got Slend 4. Sparky's still up there at 3. So that's, again, that's this guy right here. He's one of our viewers, Ponesister, flying the Tomcat like a boss. He's already got 3 air kills. He hasn't even died yet. So, you know, he's providing cap for me, and it's much appreciated. So, again, Ponesister, thank you. And look at that solid formation flying. I love it. So coming in on the target area, let's we're gonna hook this A10, and the way we do that is we slew our sensor point of interest, or SPI, over that, and we press TMS up short, and now you see how that pops up, right? Send 0537. That's his own ID and his net ID, right? So we're gonna click on that and go own to hook. No, let's see. Yeah, own to hook. So there he is. Now we see this little dashed line here. It points to that dashed box, and that dashed box, when he is in that view of the HUD, we will, it'll follow him, and it'll make it a little bit easier to spot him. So that'll help deconflict. You know, we won't get into any accidents in the air. Hopefully, you know, it's never a good thing. Let's take a quick peek at him. Wow, he is up there. He is at 23,800 feet. Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about running into him. He's like a solid 18,000 feet above me. Jesus. Didn't even know the A10 could get that high. I'm chilling at 12,000. So, like I said, he's maybe not quite 18,000. More 11,000 feet higher than me. Looks like we got another... So we got a F-18. Looks like he's going to be joining up with us. There's the F-14. F-18 is back here somewhere. I'm not seeing him, but I love this cap escort. It's a hell of a lot better than what I'm used to, which is flying to the target area and getting shot down by the enemy air, and then doing it all over again, over and over and over again. Alright, my feet back on the rudder pedals. Try not to disturb anything. Let's check the target pod. So now what we need to do real quick, change CCRP and change to our 65 hotels. 65 hotels. There they are. And then to the Mavericks, and then slave everything to the sensor point of interest. Targeting pod is now the sensor of interest. Still have, there's the F-18 right there. So F-18, F-14, lots of cap escort over waypoint 4. Me likey. Okay, so if my name was Mikey, I could say Mikey likey. My younger brother's name is Mikey. I know what I'm dropping. See all the infantry right there? That's bad news. It's bad news, Bears. So we're going to bypass the Mavericks. Actually, no, we're not. Turning into the target, leveling out, and looking at a tank. Point, zoom in. That's a BMP. Boot switch center. Rifle. 124 myth rifle. Waypoint 4. BMP. And then get another target. Why not that truck? Boat switch center. Come on. 124 myth rifle. Waypoint 4.
Waypoint 7 rather, 20 miles.
Alright, so now we're going to change to our GBU or CBU 105s. There they are. We're going to zoom out on that. That's a heavy crosswind, so yeah, we are going to drop right here. I'm going to drop them both side by side. So, coming a little bit to the right. There we go, a little bit to the right. And there was that vehicle getting splashed. Turn on autopilot. And pickle and pickle. 124 myth pickle times 2. Waypoint 4. I'm braking to the left. Let's watch these go in. That's not mine. That's mine.
Celtic and pickle times 2 on Lay's target, waypoint 7.
These are not too bad. It's not a bad not a bad spread. It's got a couple things up on the hill too. Alright. Still got a couple targets. Not bad. And we're going to keep pushing this way. That's fine. Change over to GBU 12s. See, where is Ponzister? Lost tally on him. I don't see him. Well, there's the target area. That's a missile launch. Oof. I see where that came from.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Celtic and waypoint 7
Pull up, pull up.
So I think that got him. That was what also shot at our other buddy A10.
Pull up, pull up.
But we're going to egress out this way. Let's get our target pod up on our right MFD. And, okay, yeah, we're out of rockets there, so we need to trim a little bit to the right. We need to select, let's get our Mavericks up. Let's go to the targeting pod on the left, Mavericks on the right. Let's keep pushing out this way. Alright, that's good. Let's rotate back in. No, it's not good. I don't like that. We're still too close. I'm gonna go this way a little bit. Leveling out. Okay, that's good. Because line of sight on the hill there. So let's rotate into target. See the line for our fellow A10 buddy. He's well above the waypoint. So let's go ahead and autopilot that. Let's go. Let's make you important. And then make you go back to that. Why not? Rifle, and then this is why the deltas are a little bit better. Rifle 124 myth rifle times 2, waypoint 4.
Warning, autopilot.
Going in for guns.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Oh god, this was bad. That was stupid. That was too steep.
007, Buddy
Pull up,
Spike,
pull up.
Bulls, 305 for 30, Angels 6.
Pull up, pull up.
Level out. We still have our GBU-12s we need to drop.
Pull up, pull up.
No more Mavericks, GBU-12s. Okay, so let's get some good ID on some tanks. All right, so let's climb back up to and extend back this way. Trim, trim, trim. More texts from the wife.
Buddy Spike, Bulls 305 for 034. This is Firebird 007.
Climb up to 12. Do a quick look around. There's the target area down there. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and turn back into the target area. Get our targeting pot on the right and DSMS on the left so we can watch our bombs drop. Let's get a good turn into the target area. Let's targeting pod sensor of interest, China hat aft and China hat forward long. Let's level out. Let's throttle down. Excuse me. Well, that looks like a juicy target. I can't resist that. Come on. Come on.
F-16, Buddy Spike on F-18, Angels 25.
Oh, that's a AAA truck. So yeah, that'll be a good target. So point track. Now we can throttle up. Press and hold TMS up long to make the targeting pod the sensor point of interest. Let's get onto our bomb line. And pickle. Ka-chunk. 124 myth pickle, waypoint 4. AAA truck. Zoom that out and a gentle left-hand turn to keep our targeting pod pointed at the target while we egress. And we're going to throttle down a little bit too. 3 seconds to impact, and server resets in 1 hour. Boom. Shack. 124 Miss Shack 1 AAA, waypoint 4. And we'll keep extending out this way. You notice that we don't really see any tracers coming up towards us because it's about 5,000 feet, or a little under a mile, is the range for those small arms. So you stay above that, and they won't be able to touch you. So it's good to defang things at a distance, and then get in close. Unlike what I just did. So basically, don't do what I do. Use me as a good way to learn what not to do, right? Because I am no expert by any means. I just dabble. I'm having fun. That's what it boils down to. I'm probably there's probably people who are very familiar with the actual operations and the procedures of all this stuff, ripping their hair out, going, "What are you doing?" And that's fine. So I'm gonna find that cluster of vehicles if I can. Boat switch aft. Or should I find the tank? Or a tank? That's a tank.
Warning,
Well, missed that
autopilot.
lineup, so I'm going to go ahead and try again. Pull out, but we got our target acquired, so we don't have to extend nearly as far. About 3 miles, and we can turn back in. That'll give us enough time to get onto our bomb line. So we put it at our 180. Wait for it to pop up. 150, 160, 70, and 180. And don't forget, we're a good amount above the deck, so at about 3.5, 4 miles, we'll start our turn back into the target area to line up and drop this bomb. It'll be a GBU-12 laser guided on that tank. 3.5 is good enough. All right, sweet. So let's turn in. Oof, a little too much. All right, targeting pod is still on the tank, which is good. Get up onto our bomb line. There's the bomb line, and there we go. There's our countdown. We got 20 seconds. And we're going to do a gentle turn to the right to egress out of here. So, and press and hold on 5 seconds. Level wings. Ka-chunk.
Pull up.
124 Myth Pickle, waypoint 4, main battle tank. Watch this go in. Let's zoom out a little bit. Hopefully, Buddy isn't lasing and dropping us up on a target at the same time. Splash. And we've got our buddy also flying around us. We see him. Right. Oh, I just saw him. This is good. We'll level out here. Look for Buddy. I just saw him in an F-14. Alright, well, one more GBU-12. We'll extend out to 5 or 6 miles. Gives us a little bit of time to acquire another target and then line up and drop. And 5 miles. Okay. And throttle back a little bit. Mic check. All right. Sorry about that. Just out of nowhere, my headset just went click click and lost all power. So I just plugged it in for like 2 or 3 minutes. Um, yeah. So that's not going to get us very far. So what that means is I'll have to probably end the stream once we land here at Sukahumi. So to help charge my headset while we're Oscar Mike to Sukahumi, I'm going to put some music on. And we'll fly to Sukahumi while I charge my headset for a little bit, guys.
This is Slend. I'm going to be engaging those F5s that are closing in on position. Spiking F5, Angel 26. Bearing 238. Fox 3, F5, Angels 25. Fox 3, F5, Angels 24.
All right, so we gave it a little the headset a little couple-minute charge there. That should be good enough to get us all the way to Sukahumi and not have to, you know, worry about not being able to talk to the tower or traffic, which is the important part here.
F5, Angels.
So we're at max throttle, we're pointed down a little bit, and we are going to be aiming for, I believe, runway 30. Yeah. So we want to point a smidge to the left. To like the coast right there, where dips out. I rolled out of that way too quick for him. That was silly. I'm sorry, Ponzister. That's Ponzister. He's a viewer. I don't know if he's listening in right now, but he's been awesome providing cap. Hey, how's it going? Haven't caught a stream in a while. Yeah, Invalid, I'm really sorry, man. I kind of hit and miss on the streaming. Just haven't really been up to it. And unfortunately, you're catching the tail end of this one. My headset's dead. I didn't plug it in last night like a goofball, so I'm gonna do my best to land here at Sukahumi. So far, so good on this go. We're 148 ground targets killed, only one loss. And we've been streaming for 3 hours and 20 minutes. So it's gonna be my third landing. And Invalid's another viewer who's also joined in the cap support, and it's much appreciated. Invalid, you're watching Ponzister in the F14 here. He provided cap this go around. So again, always much appreciated to have viewers helping me out. So thanks. You guys are awesome. I mean, I've had more help from you guys in the Twitch stream than I've had on the server. That's not really fair to say that. The guys on the server have been really good. Enjoyed watching the stream. Plan on going back and watching your other streams too. Awesome. Yeah, I've got them all up there. I try to upload them up to YouTube as well. I try to grab like a highlight or two out of every one, just to, because nobody wants to watch like a 5-hour block of like stream. But I'm that weird guy who every now and then, if I paint scale models, right, as a hobby, and so sometimes I'll throw a YouTube video on, and and it's a stream. Marky Dragon is one that he does a lot of EVE Online streams. I've always liked that, and he just talks. He talks about what he's doing, where he's going, how he's doing it, blah blah blah, and I've always appreciated that, right? Because all I'm really looking for when I'm painting my models is just background noise that isn't music. Like maybe I just want to hear another person's voice. Maybe talk about something that I'm interested in, and that's always been kind of my thought process. So yeah, nice, awesome. Yeah, I got a small handful. You got to remember, I'm still learning, so forgive me for some of my ignorance in my previous streams. But it's awesome. I know that you could probably definitely tell the difference between my earlier streams and my current streams. Even though it's only been a few weeks, I have very much improved. Especially when you play your war games on the PC. Oh yeah. When it's it's all personal preference. I like music. I don't know. My wife wants to pursue a career in music, and she's always wanting the music to be the center of attention. And to me, like, if I'm trying to talk to you in the car, don't turn up the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking. Don't turn up the radio to listen to the song that you like. That's what my wife does, anyways. But yeah, no, it's good for passing time. And I try to always talk about what I'm doing. Just it's usually all just the same stuff. Sukahumi traffic, Mithridates A10c inbound to land, full stop, runway 30, Sukahumi, turning final. I can do this quick. Go ahead and throttle back. Indicated airspeed's 260 and dropping. Much too quick to land. Much too quick to deploy landing gear, but we'll just keep coasting, gliding. We're again, speed's dropping. 200 indicated is what you're looking for to drop your landing gear, and then I think it's like 190 for your flaps, but they kind of deploy automatically once you put them in the down position. So the music I use on this stream is just the royalty-free music, because the last thing I want to do is get any of my stuff taken down for copyright bull crap, or what have you. Ponzister, thank you for the cap, my friend. I'm sorry I didn't get excited, but I know you got some kills in, so. Dropping landing gear, dropping flaps. Sugahumi traffic, Mithridates A10c, short final, runway 30, full stop landing, Sugahumi. We're just going to open those up just a smidgel. You are farther along than I am. I can shoot the gun on the A10, and that's about it right now. You know, it's all about systems, right? You know, first you got to figure out how to fly the airplane. You know, and that's obviously first and foremost most important. And that, well, you know, most aircraft perform relatively the same, so it's not too difficult to get down. But then after that, it's all about systems. Butter. So the targeting pod, right? That's a system. You can do a lot with the targeting pod just by itself. And that is the biggest, for me, the biggest help in acquiring targets. You know, you've also got the TAD, that's another system. Your HUD, that you can consider that a system. All of these are just systems, right, that help you employ. Let's go ahead and bring flaps up. And we're just nice, smooth, gentle roll. I didn't turn my lights on, but that's fine. Well, to this taxiway right here. Let's get our CDU up. Another system, right? You know, that's navigation. And you can do a lot with it, the CDU. You can, if you know the grid of a target, right, you can make a waypoint on that target. And then you can drop a GPS-guided bomb on it. Sugahumi traffic, Mithridates A10c, clearing, runway 30, taxi into parking. Sugahumi. Nice. Looks like those guys are going to have some fun.
Timing issue on the F-18's air-to-ground port.
You have to touch the CDU. It's, so I do things like this, right? I'll do function FPM and can change my waypoints from, because by default, they automatically, when you fly over the waypoint, it'll swap to the next waypoint, which if you're, you know, you're stringing 10 or 20 waypoints together on a route, it's fine. In this particular case, for this server, I pick a waypoint and then I just kind of beeline to it, right? And then let's say I'm over that waypoint as a target area and I don't want it to change, so I hit function 5, which is FPM, and it brings up this screen, and I click that from auto to manual, right? Another one is function hack, and this can show me my indicated airspeed, my, I'm not too sure what TAS stands for, and then your ground speed. I like the ground speed primarily for figuring out distances and times. Like, so if it's, you're doing 300 miles per hour ground speed, that's 5 miles in a minute, and you're, let's say you're 50 miles to your target, that's 10 minutes away. So almost out of fuel. You can do it, buddy. I just landed, so I made it. My headset's gonna die any second, guys. So thank you for tuning in. I forgot to charge my headset last night, so that's my fault. But the stream's been live for 3.5 hours. That's a good bit. Let's tap the scores one last time. 148 ground targets. Yay, this session. Again, these are just numbers, you know. If I were to log out and log back in, that would be a 0. So it doesn't matter. You can check the cumulative scores on their website, right? Let's see if I can't do that real quick. So you got their website. You can see here, you can see the server status. You see who's on the server, what radio frequencies they're utilizing in SRS, right? And then you can see that I'm monitoring 3.1, 251, and 124. And then you can also check the weather visibility. This is through the Inferno, all of that stuff, right? So then you can also click on players, and I'm going to sort it by air to ground, and then there I am, number 16. Yay! And here you could see all of your cumulative stats. So, right, you can see, you know, how many connections, disconnections, crashes, pilot deaths, suicides, friendly fires, how many kills total, landings, takeoffs, all that really cool stuff. Killed to death ratio per engagement type. So I've killed 26 times. I've died 52 times. These are air targets. For ground targets, I've killed 6,431, and I've died 68 times to ground targets. I haven't done any air-to-sea operations yet, and then PvP is obviously not encouraged on the server. And so these are all accidental dying and killing in PvP. So I've killed 9 people accidentally, and I've died 9 times to somebody killing me accidentally. So, and what you can also see is the types of targets, right? So I've killed over 1,000 SAMs, which is awesome. I've been killed by a Shilka 20 times. So a Shilka is my worst enemy. SA-8s killed me 10 times, SA-15s 9, so on and so forth. This also breaks down how many kills in which aircraft. So, like, obviously, I've been doing it with the A10. You can see which modules they own. It doesn't show the Harrier because I haven't even logged in the server with it. And then here you can see I die a lot. So, all right. Well, hey, guys. Again, thanks for tuning in. Do I ever fly with others from chat? You know, Advent, yes. Ponzister here in chat actually flew Cap for me this time. And Valid Face has flown Cap for me in the server. So it's a public server, man. It's through the Inferno SoCal is the server I'm always on. You're more than welcome to come out. Go for it. It's a free country, you know what I'm saying? So, but hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you for spending some time with me, and thank you for being you. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll charge my headset tonight for sure, and have a nice long live stream tomorrow. So again, you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.